Hello, my friends. My name is Ryan Freeman. I'm having a cocktail. It's a whiskey and water highball. It is the Full Moon Festival. It is a Tuesday. I have no work today. My girlfriend, I went to the park to make a video, and just as I was about to make the video, my girlfriend told me she was coming to see me, so I ended up running into her, and then now I'm free to make this video. I wanted to make a video on this Full Moon Festival holiday because something very big happened to me 1 year ago on the Full Moon Festival that changed my job situation. Yes, this is about teaching English in Taiwan as a public school teacher, but this is generally just a life thing that may happen to you if you're as foolish or as daring or as much of a human as a man as I am. So what am I talking about? Well, I shat where I ate, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and unpack that a little bit. At my last school, people were very welcoming. The principal in particularly, she invited me to her family's barbecue for the Full Moon Festival, as well as a young woman who was on my team. She sat near me in the office. She was a woman that I didn't really know that well, but I was beginning to know, and I thought that she might like me. I couldn't really tell, but she definitely dropped some hints. Sorry, I'm going to unpack this a little bit. Not going to say the name of the school, not going to say the name of this person, but yeah, she. So when I first got to this school, I tried dating online, like I did in Taiwan, and I met some people, but I wasn't really getting a lot of dates, or not the type of dates that I was really interested in. I was kind of not, I just was fed up with it, so I just threw my phone, deleted the apps, and I said, I'm just gonna date people in real life. But the thing is, I went to a jiu-jitsu gym that didn't have any jiu-jitsu girls, and it was basically only working jiu-jitsu in the, hiking, so I ended up thinking I'm just going to date a teacher at my school. So I just sort of looked around my office. One of the things about being a teacher, in probably public schools everywhere, but at least here, is that most of the people who work at these schools are women, all right? So I looked around the office, and there was one woman that I was quite interested in. But she was rude to me, unfriendly to me, but I was interested in her. I don't know why. And the two women in my team, my office was segregated into teams, sort of islands of cubicles within this massive office space. Two women in my team both warned me about the woman I was interested in. We'll call her Fin Fang Foom. This woman that I was interested in, because she sort of huffed and puffed like a dragon. But I was making headway with Fin Fang Foom, but these women in my team, one of them 25 years old, one of them 45 years old, both warned me to stay away from her. Fin Fang Foom was a dangerous woman. She takes men to court. She does all sorts of crazy shit, So I was like, first of all, thanks for warning me. And second of all, are you warning me because you're interested? And as it turns out, both of these women were kind of interested. And I ended up going to the principal's house on the Full Moon Festival. And this 25-year-old woman on my team is there, although she was 24 at the time. And I kind of thought she was like an assistant role, because she was she told me her job was to help me, but I later found out that she was actually my supervisor. But there's a lot of ambiguity when you're a foreigner working at a public school in terms of the hierarchy. You tend to have many bosses, but oftentimes people are just assisting you. It's kind of a ambiguous position. So I'm there with this, just call her 25-year-old, my team leader team lead. Let's just call her team leader. And you know, we're drinking whiskey. And then the principal gives us a ride home on the way back, and I sort of made a move to test the waters, sort of like caressed her leg, and then she caressed my fingers, and then she started saying, hey, I think I should escort you to your apartment because you're really drunk. And I'm like, okay. And so anyways, eventually I get off, I go to my apartment, she's messaging me, are you okay? I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I need some help. And then suddenly she's at my apartment, and you know, one thing leads to another. I'm not going to go into the details. It wasn't crazy, okay? But what was crazy was the next morning, because we both couldn't believe what we had done. You know, I've only been there at the school a month and a half, and she's new to the school as well, and suddenly we're in my bed together. What the fuck happened? Well, animal attraction, as well as some whiskey, as well as the full moon. It is happy Mid-Autumn Festival full moon. I hope that you're lucky tonight. Okay, back to the story. So we end up sort of like, hey, you know, not a big deal. We had fun. We had fun, but you know, there's a little foreseeable awkwardness. Now I'm just going to sort of flash forward. I can't give all the details of the story, but I will say that we went on some dates after that. We had some romance, but slowly, whatever was between us sort of died down. Now there was one strong tension in this office dynamic. This woman who's my team leader, my supervisor, who I thought was my assistant, who sits next to me, she was very worried about the 45-year-old woman, because the 45-year-old woman who sat next to us, who was on our team, the three of us, the three amigos, you can call us, because we're often together in school and outside of school, working on projects inside school, having fun outside of school. The three amigos, me and 45-year-old woman, 25-year-old woman. Well, the 25-year-old, my team leader, knew the 45-year-old liked me. And I kept telling her, hey, don't worry about her. I like you. Just don't worry about her. But she could never not worry about the 45-year-old. And she also had this ex-boyfriend up in Taipei that had been dumped because he cheated on a girl. She found out, and now he wanted her back, and her family didn't want her to get back with him because they knew he was a cheater, but she was in love. And you know, it was like, fuck, there's this simple, she was 24 at the time, but anyways, this simple supervisor of mine just ended up having a lot more complications when it came to love than I thought. And I could never really tell how she felt about me. And I continually asked her, how do you feel about me? You know, is everything cool? You know, I'm sensing a little awkwardness. You know, I'm not a drama queen. I try not to be a drama queen. Drama comes to me sometimes. But I think she sort of gaslit me. You know, she kept saying, no, everything's cool. We're going to be great friends, best friends. And there was a lot of confusion. Sometimes I would try to sneak in a kiss at school, found like secret rooftop areas on the school, you know, to meet. But eventually realized it was over. But I still wanted to be friends, but she really started distancing herself. She got back with her ex-boyfriend. She brought him to school, lied, and said that wasn't her. She like told people, don't tell Ryan that's my ex-boyfriend. There was a lot of like deceit, you know, and I'm a simple person, right? So I try to be as honest as possible. And a lot of my Taiwanese friends say, Ryan, you're too honest. You need to hide your real feelings, your real thoughts, your real emotions. Otherwise, people are going to attack you. And that is what has happened. And that might even happen as a result of this video. But fuck it. It's the full moon festival, the power of the full moon festival, and I'm drinking whiskey. So, So I felt like she was sort of gaslighting me about, I mean, like, I was already, okay, we're cool, let's just try to be friends. But then there was just this awkwardness that just continued to build and build and build. And during that time, I became very close with a 45-year-old woman. We'll call her my mama. Me and mama became very close. And I wanted to confide in mama about this story, but I had promised my supervisor, 25, that I wouldn't. And, but then all of a sudden, Chinese New Year happens, and I tell myself, look, I'm not going to, trying to find romance at work was an awful idea. I'm going back to the apps, and I ended up meeting my current girlfriend, Flo, who I'm in love with, who just left my apartment, who's perfect for me. And so that was fantastic. So when I returned to school after Chinese New Year, I'm like, I don't need to have any of this drama with these girls in the office, with these women in the office. I've got a girlfriend outside of work. We're cool. I'm just going to work, But mama was a little upset because mama kind of liked me. And team leader, team supervisor, when I saw her, see, what happened was during Chinese New Year, I got a girlfriend. She and her boyfriend, who she dumped me for, they got back together. So she was really friendly to me. And mama thought that maybe she wanted to get back with me. I don't know, because I ended up getting into an argument with her about my schedule. I thought it was funny thing that I did. I threw the schedule in the air as like a dramatic joke, but she elevated everything. See, the thing is, and this is what I found out, and everyone knows this. You're probably screaming or typing a nasty comment right now like, Ryan, you dumb. This is just common sense. Is that once romance is involved between a man and a woman or two lovers, whatever, it's like after that, things are really never the same. And there's this little tension and little jokes that you might just have with a platonic friend tend not to land the same. And she took me throwing the schedule in the air way too seriously, and it just cascaded, and I would try to talk to her, is everything cool? And she would just gaslight me, everything's cool, but things were not cool. And what ended up happening was she lived with a teacher who was close to retirement, her mama, we'll call her, and she worked at the school, and the two of them spread all these rumors about me, all of these bad things. They were saying that I was vaping at work. They were saying that I was this, that I was that. And my mama, the 45-year-old woman who was interested in me, who was very disappointed that I got this new girlfriend, was telling me, Ryan, you need to defend yourself. These two women are assassinating your character all around campus. And sure enough, that second semester, the first semester, I was very welcome at that school. I was like the hero. Second semester, I was persona non grata. That's how it felt like. And then all of a sudden, my mama, 45, this woman came to bat for me. She started telling my side of the story. I ended up telling her what happened. And it ended up just being these two narratives about what happened. And I just thought, I don't want to get in on this. And I was urged by my ally to go to the principal, because she said, our team leader has already assassinated your character, has already complained to the principal. And I'm like, it doesn't feel right, But eventually, my situation at my job, this school that I loved, I have loved that school unlike any other school. Loved my classes, everything. But I'm just being attacked, and there's allies here, allies there. People are saying she's a liar, Ryan. She pretends to be innocent. It is, the office is a fucking gossip hub. And I just didn't want to be the center of that gossip, but I was quite the center for quite some time. And to make a long story short, eventually the gossip cycle fizzled out. I didn't go anywhere, but they were trying to get me fired. They were really trying to get me fired. And my image was absolutely tarnished. Once someone besmirches your good name, it's hard to get it back. Even if they have no evidence, it's just really hard to get it back. And all I did was follow my instincts. Oh, you like me, I like you, let's have some fun. Then she broke my heart. I was heartbroken. And then I was like, okay, that's cool, let's just be coworkers. And she's like, that's cool, but it wasn't cool. And so there's a lot of this like weird emotional tension and games and shit going on that just made my second semester, many months of them, very uncomfortable. And she wasn't the only one. There was another woman at that campus that sort of fucked up my second semester, a person that also I was very close with. And my thing is that all of my co-teachers that I didn't have two personal relationships, we were great co-workers. We were great, productive. We did a good job together. But there were two women, not my mama, another woman. I'll tell this in another story about co-workers, okay? But yeah, my team lead, who at the very end, was kind of cool, but hell of an experience, I wish her well. I thought she was quite a talented young woman. We had some fun together, but I do say there is a lot of wisdom in that adage of don't shit where you eat, because the tension was unreal and led to factions and plots of getting me out of the school. It led to a lot of unnecessary uncomfortableness is what I'm trying to say. And I ended up telling my side of the story a little bit, not into the details, because it just didn't seem right to the principal. Way after I've already been assassinated, I tried to just say, hey, something happened. I didn't go into details. But the full moon, the power of the full moon, life is a gamble. I'm the type of guy, you might say, why the fuck did you move to Taiwan? Why the fuck did you decide to become an English teacher in random schools? You're getting pushed around from city to city. Lots of things happen to you, but this is my life. This is who I am. I'm 42. It's not likely that I'm going to change the way I operate in this world, trying to learn from my mistakes. And one of the things is, I'm not sleeping with anyone I work for or work with, because that got me into some trouble last year. But I'm still going to drink whiskey on the Full Moon Festival. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you weren't offended, but I thought I would just share it as it is a holiday today. And, this is real life. It may not be the type of story you want to hear about teaching English in Taiwan, but this is something that happens, human relationships, human tensions, and you may be an amazing teacher. Like I had teachers at that school saying, Ryan, you're the best teacher we've ever had, but people are fucking attacking me because of the personal situation that occurred between me and someone, and then the gossip, assassinate his character, gossip mill. So yeah, go to work, do a good job, and don't screw your supervisor. That's my message. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ryan Freeman. Bye-bye.